you know much about Islam at all?
Yeah, I've got a few people I used to learn about it
Oh, really?
in school.
Okay, it's a long time ago then, eh? And if I ask you something, what's your name, mate?
Christopher?
Christopher. My name's Sahil. Christopher, do you believe in God?
Yeah.
You do. Okay. Do you have a particular religion that you follow at all? All right. Let me tell you. Have you got a few minutes where I can talk to you? Yeah. All right. So, first of all, let's have this discussion that we're going to have, and let's just make sure that whatever discussion we have, we're going to be very logical about this, right? It's not going to be an emotional discussion. We're going to really base it on a lot of common sense, right? So, let me ask you, Christopher, why do you believe in God?
Right. Obviously, I've been fostered.
Yeah.
And obviously, they were like obviously, they own the church.
Right. Okay.
And like all Tom Walker.
Yeah.
And like we are the graveyard.
Okay.
And,
So you believe in God because people have told you that about it, and you've grown up in a household where there's people who believe in God.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought about how do you know there's a God that exists? How do you know God exists? Or who is God?
The Bible.
The Bible. Okay. So let's just put all of this stuff to one side for a second. Let me say to you, Christopher, you know, for this book that I gave you, this thing I gave you here. If I said to you that this book just came about by chance, right? Like the pages just came together, and the staples came together, and it made this book. Would you believe me?
No.
You wouldn't, right? It's not logical to believe that this just came by itself, by chance and coincidence. Someone made it, right? Someone put it together. Someone stapled it, printed it, and you have this book. I would say the same thing about this universe, right? This whole universe that we have, this massive universe, all of the different planets, the cosmos and everything, someone made it, right? It didn't just come by chance, right? So I would say that this universe is also similar, that this universe someone made and created this universe. I say that is the creator, okay? Now, when I don't say God at this moment because who or what is God, okay? Because you're saying to me that, well, let me ask you that question, Christopher. Who's God? Who is God? Like, how do you know who or what God is?
I know who Jesus is.
Right. So, do you believe Jesus is God?
Yeah.
Okay. So, remember when we said we're going to use our common sense, right, to come to conclusions on certain things. So, I would say that God, or the one who created this whole universe, is not like the creation. You get what I mean? So, the one who created the universe is not like the actual universe, right? So, for example, you and I, we are part of this universe, right? We're creation. So we can't be the creator. We can't be the one who created this universe, okay? I will also say that Jesus, peace be upon him, is the same. Jesus was created. Jesus was a man, right? So how can it be that Jesus, this man, was also God as well? I would say that wouldn't make sense. You understand what I mean, right? So let me tell you about this creator then. If this creator created this whole universe, there's some things about the creator. We believe the creator is one. We believe in one creator. The creator who is perfect in every way, right? This creator is also is not like creation, right? Also, this creator is independent, not dependent upon things. For example, you and I, Christopher, when we're hungry, what do we do? When we're hungry, we eat, right? Because we're hungry. When we're thirsty, we drink, right? When we're tired, we sleep, right? But we say the creator doesn't need any of those things. He's perfect in every single way, and he doesn't need anything or anyone, right? If we look at Jesus, for example, how can Jesus be the creator if Jesus ate food? Jesus slept. You understand? So we're saying this is the creator. Rather, Jesus worshipped the one who created him, right? So we believe that this is first and foremost, this is who the creator is. Perfect in every single way, not like creation.
Like Hello.
Okay, good. So we believe that the creator can't be like us. But here's what we do say. That although the creator might see and hear, and we see and hear, right? Our seeing and hearing is not like his. So for example, we can't see what's going on down the road, right? We can't hear what's going on in like Africa or anywhere like that, but we say the creator sees and hears everything. So this is the God that I'm talking about. And I believe that this is the God.
It's like what's it called? A prime minister kind of thing.
Sort of, but then again, it's not like creation, right? Because the prime minister is still a man, right?
Yeah.
So what?
It's like similar.
Yeah, in that sense, a leader or a one who created everything else, right? But this is the important thing is we can't put an image to what God looks like, because as soon as we do, it's like creation again, right? Because we only know creation. If I say, for example, God is like an old man with a long white beard, long robes, Well, I've just made him like creation again. So that's not the creator. The God that we believe in, and this is what we're not, and the God we believe in is called Allah, right?
Allah.
Yeah, Allah is the God of Islam, okay? But he's the God of all the prophets and messengers, right? Because all the prophets and messengers called people to worship Allah alone, right? So, you know, like Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, all of these people called their people to worship God alone. They were what we call Muslims, right? Because they called their people to worship God alone and do good, okay? We say that the final messenger was who we call Prophet Muhammad, okay? And he was the final messenger of God who called the people to worship God alone. How do I know Prophet Muhammad's a messenger, right? Well, interestingly, so when Prophet Muhammad was around about 1,400 years ago, all right, in Arabia, he said, I'm a messenger of God, right? It's a bold claim, right? I'm the messenger of God, right? So either he was lying, either he was deluded, he was a bit mad, or he was telling the truth, right? Them are the three options, right? Can you think of any more options? Lying, he was deluded, or he was truthful. Which is there any more options you can think of, or is that it? Right. So we know he wasn't a liar because he was known by his people not to be a liar. He was known, his character was not that of a liar. In fact, people who hated him, his enemies, they also said he was truthful, right? So they knew he wasn't a liar. Number two, he was deluded. He was a bit mad. Well, it's interesting because if you look at what he brought, look at what Islam is. Islam, the religion of Islam, regulates your whole life. So he brought laws for how we live our lives, inheritance law, child law, all different types of laws in a system for life, right? And also he had prophecies. So there's one of the prophecies of Prophet Muhammad. This is an amazing thing, yeah? So a prophecy is where you prophesize the future, right? So he said in a statement of his, he said that the Bedouin Arabs of my time, or the Bedouin Arabs in this area, will compete in building tall buildings. Like you look at Arabia now, right?
It's fucking tall buildings.
Exactly, it's full of tall buildings, right? And he prophesied that 1,400 years ago, right? So it wasn't that he was crazy. He actually prophesied that. He actually made that statement.
But in
1,400 years ago, he said that.
Yeah.
Right? So that shows and proves
about
that
this place?
about Arabia, right? Like in Saudi Arabia now, they've got oil, so they're building massive tall buildings, right? Yeah. And there you go. How is it that he could prophesize this? How did he know this was true? The last conclusion, he wasn't lying, he wasn't deluded. So what was he? He was truthful. He spoke the truth, right?
Yeah.
And one of the way we know he spoke the truth is actually this is the book. It's a shortened version of it, but this book is called the Qur'an. Have you heard of the Qur'an before, Christopher? Okay, so the Qur'an is like, if I liken it to this, it's like the Muslim Bible, right? It's the book that was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad from the angel Gabriel, yeah, by God, right? And the book, what does the book teach? The book teaches, it's like a manual for us, right? It's like a manual for our lives.
Have you got a spare one?
You can have this one. I'll give you this one, right? It's a shortened version. It's not the full version, but it has the main themes that are found in the Quran itself, yeah? But that book itself, I mean, that has miracles in the book itself. That book has never been changed. One of the greatest miracles of the Quran, it's never been changed. Like other scriptures have been changed, right? Like the Bible, for example, has been changed. Other scriptures have been changed throughout the years. They've changed it, but the Quran has stayed the same.